Hurwitz, and you're listening to WITZ, the WITZ, the one place for all things music, art, performance, and entertainment, right here in Douglas County, Oregon. This message is brought to you by a lot of great sponsors, including 10 Down Bowling and Splits Bar and Grill. Of course, our new sponsor is WITZ, Emmett, your CPA for all of those needs, Edward Jones for your investment needs, and of course, last but not least, New Vision's Eye Care for all of your eye needs, including contact lenses, I'm pretty sure. Of course, this recording is also brought to you by the Gene Bechtel School for Music, Spiderking Studios, and the Douglas County Music Association. Let me tell you a little bit about what the Douglas County Music Association does. We have three primary goals. One, to support performance in Douglas County, which I will talk about soon. Two, we're trying to raise scholarships for students to attend camps and universities. And three, we're trying to make sure students who need instruments or lessons have access to them if they can't afford it. You can donate today by searching for our Venmo at OregonDCMA. That's our Venmo. If you have any questions or concerns or are thinking about donating, you can send us an email at OregonDCMA@gmail.com. Soon will change because our website will be underway and under construction this summer, and we should have that ready for you as soon as possible. So I'm really looking forward to having all of you be a part of our program, including our membership programs. Currently, we're only offering a tier system for a membership program. So if you give $200, you're part of our bronze tier membership. And remember that we're still under construction about what we can offer. But right now, if you give $200, you can receive some lessons from one of our teachers. You can get priority seating at some of our shows. And maybe someday you'll be able to get into a lot of these events that have a cover price free of charge. You might be able to get into UCC shows or anything at North 40 or on more absolutely free. So we're working on that. Of course, $500 puts you in the silver tier category, which most of our donors have chosen to be silver tier members, which means a member of your family gets lessons for up to 6 months from any of our qualified teachers, or any qualified teachers that you would like to study with will pay the price. We'll cover their expenses, especially if you're a part of our silver tier membership. And if nobody in your family wants lessons, well, that's why it's a donation, so we can get lessons to those students who are in need. And of course, $1,000 puts you in our gold tier members. And if you are part of our gold tier, you get whatever you want. You can have everything. I can't think of anything that I can't particularly think of anything that you wouldn't want that we possess, but if you give that much, the house is yours. Take what you will. We might even make a shirt just for you. But again, gold tier members are hard to find these days, and we do really appreciate all of our gold tier members for donating to the nonprofit. So thanks for doing that. The money goes to help everybody in Douglas County with all the performance and musical needs, including things like theater, comedy, magicianry, is that a word? Just any kind of art or performance that is here in Douglas County. So we're not sending artists to Lane County or anybody south of Douglas County or anybody east or west. It's all about us. So I just want to remind the audience that nothing that you donate to the nonprofit goes to me personally. You're basically funding all of the projects we're doing, including the show and our staff of teachers, producers, and educators, although a teacher and an educator are basically the same thing. So please consider donating to our nonprofit today.
And now for some old news.
Well, I'm incredibly pleased to tell you that our concert, now I know we saved the review portion for later in the episode, but during the review portion, I was planning to talk about our DCMA concert, but I'm going to let the recordings speak for themselves. So today, instead of a review section, I'm going to let you, the audience, be the reviewer. We're going to do a part one of our DCMA inaugural concert that happened last Friday. It was so good. I mean, the feelings that I felt backstage watching this event take place, really indescribable. I was overwhelmed. I was overjoyed. My heart was beating, and the fact that the concert was happening, to hear these two grand pianos, well-tuned, playing side by side, was just a moment I'll never get back. It was truly a momentous occasion. And I'm really grateful for Julianne and Ciro for coming on stage last Friday and putting on a miraculous show. And that was the Two Grand Pianos benefit concert. Who does it benefit? Technically, it benefits all of you. And if you came to, we'll actually have a list on next week's show of all the donors who donated, especially donors who put their names down. You'll get a special shout out on the program. But last Friday's piano concert was a smash hit. We had over 50 people in attendance. We raised a decent amount of money, and we just about broke even with all of our expenses. So thank you for coming to the show. We really appreciate it. And man, I'm telling you, I cannot wait to to put on another show of the same quality. And it just, as soon as we meet the right person, the right musicians that want to be on our stage, we'll set it up. And I really can't wait to do that. So thank you to everybody who sponsored, who donated, who came to the show. The 2 Piano Show concert last Friday was just immaculate. So all hail all of you. And there was a weekend gig with the Culver, who's that? It says Cover Culture, and they had a gig last Saturday, June 3rd at 2 Shy from 6 to 8. And I don't know much about Cover Culture. From what I can tell, it looks like kind of an Irish band, but I think they have a show coming up later this week, and I have some information on that, so we'll dive more into that later. But Cover Culture, way to play into Roseburg. Thanks for being here. And I'd love to have you on the program soon. Joseph Jane Winery also had events happening this last weekend. Now, there's something here. I'm just going to go ahead and read it to you. The Sunny Sky Boys, well, they play hillbilly jazz, bluegrass, and western swing. But they're not only just playing one Sunday, they're actually playing several Sundays. Check this out. They are going to play on the first Sunday in April, May, June, August, and September. It doesn't say anything about July here, which I find strange. Maybe they're taking a vacation. But it sounds like on the first Sunday at, let's see here, the Joseph Jane Winery, yes, of course. It sounds like the first Sunday at the Joseph Jane Winery. That is hard to say, I apologize for that. The Sunny Sky Boys will be playing the first Sunday, May, June, August, September, at the Joseph Jane Winery. So which means their next so it looks like we already missed their concert. That would have been last Sunday. So their next concert coming up won't be until August, based on what I'm seeing here. So if I'm wrong about that, please somebody send me a message and let me know. But you won't want to miss the Sunny Sky Boys playing at Joseph Jane Winery on the first Sunday of each month. And it looks like they just had their first show in June this month. And so I'm sorry I didn't cover that. But hopefully they'll be back again soon. I'm looking forward to that. And if you want more info, you can check out josephjanewinery.com. There was also another show last Saturday, they could spend your Saturday night with live music, good food, and tasty local brews at North 40. No, we love North 40. This nice lady named Becca McAlvidge, she plays acoustic country folk music, blending songcraft through influences that range from singer-songwriting story songs to old classic country numbers. Now that sounds like a fun show. I wish I had heard about it sooner, but that was last Saturday at North 40. And I really hope that I get to hear about these kind of concerts more in the future. In addition to her solo efforts, she plays in the bluegrass old-time group, the Rosalees, and is a former member of the bluegrass band Waking Hazel. I apologize. So her current record, Madrona, is now out on all platforms, including BeccaMcAlvidgemusic.com. And Becca, by the way, kids, Becca is spelled B-E-K-K-A-H, Becca. McAlvidge spelled M-C-A-L-V-A-G-E, music.com. In fact, maybe if my film editor has time, he may not, if you could post that in this area here, just so anybody can click on it. Not a lot of stuff happening last weekend, except, of course, the big one. So, thanks for checking that out.
Hey, check this out.
Half Shells announced their lineup. The only reason I'm not going to read it out to you is because one of the bands has a word that could be considered profanity, I guess. Now, again, I am not going to tell bands what to do. I'm not going to tell artists or musicians what they can and can't do with their music or what their name can or cannot be. I know there are some pretty vulgar names for music groups out there. This musical group's name's not super vulgar. This is supposed to be family friendly. So if you want to check out the list of the Half Shells, you'll definitely want to go to halfshell.org/lineup. And I didn't mention this earlier, but of course, the Douglas County Fair lineup has also been posted, including 38 caliber special lineup and a few others. And I don't have that list right here, but if you want to check that out, just search Douglas County Fair music. It should pop right up. You guys, Google is a cool thing. It's almost like you don't even need me. I mean, I wish you did. It'd be great if you needed me, because I like doing this. This is kind of fun. But if you really aren't sure what's happening with the Half Shell or the Douglas County Fair, go search on Google. And if that's not enough, you can always listen to this broadcast right here on the WITZ for all of your listening and musical needs. Also coming up, the Southern Oregon Blues Festival, which we're having some events that are leading up to this, which I'll get into in a moment. That's taking place July 14th and the 15th in Winston. So it is coming up, but not until July. So batten down the hatches or plug in your walruses or whatever the kids say these days, because that blues festival is not happening until July, and I will continue to talk about it as best I can. This is a save the date. Now, the save the date is not its own portion. I'm just throwing it out there that you should get it. Everyone's got a phone, except maybe Tommy. Tommy, you need to get a phone, man. I don't even know what you do. Where do you check your emails on a piece of notebook paper? That's not how email works. Tommy, we'll deal with him later. But you want to save the date, the Roseburg Blocktoberfest. This is actually quite a ways out. This is all the way in October. It says Blocktober. I thought you'd have figured it out all on your own. But the Blocktoberfest is going to be taking place October the 7th. So you have about 8 months, or probably less than that. 6, 4, 15 months, whatever. Look at your phones and find October 7th and plug in Blocktoberfest. You won't want to miss this exciting opportunity to walk up and down the streets of downtown Roseburg and experience all the sights and sounds. If you want more information, go to www.roseburgblocktoberfest.com. And by the way, for websites, I'm not reading the www part anymore. I'm not doing it. Because you know why? If you don't know there's a www, you haven't been on the planet for more than a month. I'm sorry. Because I remember when I was growing up in the 90s and the internet had just come up and they were like, you can check out our website at www.nickelodeon.com. And it was like, because I would like www and nothing will load. And I'd just be like, what did I forget? Oh yeah, 3 W's. You just never know, kids. You just never know. Now, this is actually really cool. A lot of my kids at QCrest were asking about this, the instrument making workshop. There's been a lot of requests for this, and I'm going to tell you about it right now. On June 27th through June 30th, you're going to have an opportunity to build your own instrument. It doesn't say where exactly it is right now, but if you want more information on building your own instrument, you can go to uvarts.com. It looks like the clinic will be from June 27th to June 30th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. So it's a 4-hour clinic, 3 days in a row. Get your calendars out, check your phones, check out when June 27th is all the way through the 30th. If you want to build an instrument, and looking here, it looks like you're going to be building some string instruments, probably some Egyptian rebobs, or maybe something else. Who knows? I'm not directing the camp, Dr. Wheeler. You really want to check this out. If you want to build an instrument, I really recommend go to uvarts.com, see what they're doing, make sure it works for your schedule. Join us June 27th to the 30th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And again, if you got kids at home that are doing nothing, get them out here. Let's make an instrument. I recommend you don't make an instrument out of a toaster, especially if it's plugged in, especially near water. Just wanted to throw that out.
Coming up.
All right, we only have a few shows coming up this week. My big show has already ended, so I'm kind of putting my legs up and I'm resting my eyes because the hard stuff for me is all done, which I'm very, very happy about. Widespread Haze. You guys rock, by the way. You're playing the blues again with the special guest Virgil Robinson at Two Shy Brewing in Roseburg. That's this Saturday, June 10th from 6:30 to 8:30. It's their second preview show leading up to the Southern Oregon Blues Fest. Hey, wait a minute. I'm pretty sure I just talked about that. Widespread Haze with Virgil Robinson. I'm looking forward to hearing about your show at Two Shy this upcoming Saturday from 6:30 to 8:30. Rovers and Dragons, Rovers and Dragons and Cover Culture seem to be two different groups. Rovers and Dragons are also playing this Saturday at Joseph Jane Winery. I need to get out there. I need to find Joseph and Jane and figure out why their wine is so good. I don't even like wine. Maybe their wine is fantastic. I don't know. But Rovers and Dragons will be at Joseph Jane this Saturday the 10th. There will be 9 musicians. Mandolins, guitars, fiddlers, whistles, the Irish bodhran, which if you don't know, is this drum that you hold with your left hand and you kind of have a two-handed beater and you play it with both sides. Look up bodhran, it's spelled B-O-D-R-A-N. Check it out, you gotta check this out. Stand-up bass and bouzouki. You wanna check that out too, because I don't even know what that is. It's spelled B-O-U-Z-O-U-K-I. Sounds like maybe a Japanese instrument, a bouzouki. So go check out what that is. I would like to know. Maybe I'll go look it up right now. Joseph Jane Winery is at 155 Lower Garden Valley Road, and it's got a beautiful setting. Wood fire, pizzas and wine, slushies, beer, cider, and non-alcoholic drinks. But you really go to a winery for non-alcoholic drinks? Maybe you do. I don't know. Maybe that's your thing. But that's all the shows that I have this weekend. If there's something that I missed, send me an email, rage text on our Facebook page, or just let us know. We try to do everything for you guys around here.
And now our feature presentation.
Today's feature presentation is going to be some footage from our inaugural DCMA concert, starting with some pieces by Ludwig van Beethoven. Let's go to the video. Now, wasn't that fantastic? Next week, when we do the broadcast, we'll have the rest of the show for you. Due to some technical errors and issues, we're having trouble uploading all the footage, and we're trying to get stuff to you guys in a timely manner. So next week will be part 2, and we'll be featuring one of my favorite musicians of all time, Mr. Dan Smaha. And we're really excited to have him on the show. He's a great singer, guitar player. It's going to be fantastic. Well, that seems to be all the time we have left for today. Tune in next time for another exciting episode of the WITZ, the WITZ, the one place for all things music, art, entertainment, and performance right here in Douglas County, Oregon. And if you already forgot, we have a Venmo, Oregon, or just say at Oregon. And when I say at, hey guys, when I say at, I mean the at symbol. If you've never used Venmo, I get it. It's like newfangled kids technology. Let the kids have their pie, as they say. But you want to search for at Oregon DCMA if you would like to donate today. But of course, if you want to write a check, make sure it's made to the Douglas County Music Association, not to Colin Hurwitz. If you write me a check to Colin Hurwitz, I'm just going to have to take your money and run. Sorry, guys. I have a lot of Red Bulls to buy. But I'm telling you, if you want to donate to our nonprofit, you could write your check to you can write your check to Douglas County Music Association. You can also just donate straight cash, except we can't keep track of who gives cash because it's basically impossible. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, you can always email OregonDCMA@gmail.com. This outstanding broadcast is brought to you by 10 Down Bowling, Splits Bar and Grill, Edward Jones, New Visions Eye Care, WITZ, Emmett, the Gene Bechtel School for Music, Spiderking Studios, and the Douglas County Music Association. We really appreciate you joining us today. Thanks for being here, and I can't wait to see you next time for our series finale. It's true. Our season 1 of the WITZ is coming to an end. 34 episodes. Not bad. I would have to say, not bad for our very first show and our very first season. I want to thank everybody on the team, Mr. Tranter, Dr. Wheeler, all of the guests, anybody who ever sat in the seat and read the broadcast. You've all contributed, and I really do appreciate you. And that's all the time we have left for today. Until next time, bye everyone.